my weight when I first saw daylight. And now, as a father of 3, I realize how little it actually was. My twin brother ate everything that my mother had available. That was good for him, but not so good for me. As I had to fight for my life, it was a very uncertain and emotional period for my family, and especially my parents. Always with the question, what would happen with Caspar? And later, my grandparents told me, and I decided to believe that the fact that I had to fight for my life impacted my character. A character of being open, happy, and an ability to put things in perspective relatively easy. Sometimes maybe too easy. And that character, for me, is the basis for my team of today, getting comfortable in the uncomfortable. And then I'm going to put it away. In addition to nature, you have nurture. And in your childhood, nurture depends on the chemistry between parents and a kid. And I've been very lucky with parents that challenged me to do unusual things at a relatively young age. They asked me whether I wanted to go to an international camp in Italy at the age of 11. And at the age of 14, they asked me whether I wanted to learn French in France. And I joyfully said yes 2 times. And later, after high school, I decided to go to Rome for 6 months to learn Italian and to play field hockey in their national league. And I still remember the day that I left, that I said goodbye to my parents and that I flew to Fiumicino. And I caught the train to Termini, the gigantic central station in Rome. And after catching the metro to Colli Albani, I had to walk the last 600 meters with my 2 suitcases and my hockey bag under the burning Italian sun on that Sunday afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock, in line with the appointment that I had made with my landlord. But that was my first Italian lesson. Never make appointments with Italians on a Sunday afternoon, as they need to have pasta at their mummies. So I waited for 2 hours, for 3 hours. And then I decided to return to Termini and to phone my parents, because this was the time we didn't have cell phones yet, and to tell them that I would spend the night in a hostel, and that I would sort things out the next day. And I did. It was not a great start of an unforgettable period in Rome. But these are experiences with which I trained my muscle of getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. And my character of being open and happy and easy helped me building resilience in these type of uncomfortable situations. Also professionally, I started my career as a strategy consultant at Roland Berger. And starting as a consultant is uncomfortable. Why? First of all of a sudden, you're surrounded with super smart people and you feel like you're the dumbest kid in the class. I never experienced that before. And secondly, as a consultant, you start a new project every 3 to 4 months in a new industry at a new company. And every time you have a deadline, in 3 to 4 weeks' time, your steering committee with the board of the company, and you have to say something smart. And in the beginning, I really didn't understand how we could say something smart, being inside with the company for 3, 4 weeks, knowing that the board would be there for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. How could we do that? So I got nervous. And after a while, I realized that every time we were able to deliver upon the expectations of the project. And I still recall the project myself. It was after 2.5 years, a due diligence in Sweden, that I didn't get nervous anymore. And I could focus myself on actually delivering the project. And that is one of my key messages of today. If you train your muscle in getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, you train yourself to be focused on the task at hand. And your audience around you, they feel that. They trust you. We humans are made to grow and to develop ourselves, to break unconscious patterns and fears outside our comfort zone. Does that mean you need to do all kinds of crazy stuff as of tomorrow? No. For me, it's much more important that you have the open mindset to embrace uncomfortable situations, small or large, whether they fit your path, your purpose. Another example, professional example, where focus was vital, was my appointment as sales manager Albert Heijn at Kraft Heinz. Without having any sales experience, nor without any experience in leading a team. And the Friday before the Monday I would officially start my job, the companies had organized a top-to-top in which they discussed business and the relation. And I was warned. I already knew that the relation was bad. But to be honest, I was shocked. The relation was really bad. If Albert Heijn had the possibility then, at that point in time, they would have stopped their total business with Kraft Heinz. And at the end of the meeting, they were wondering whether I could came back on Monday. And yes, of course I came back. Because these are the type of challenges that I thrive on. Far away out of your comfort zone. I love it. And to make things worse, after 2 months, Ahold and Delhaize decided to merge their business. And they invited the top 30 suppliers to talk about growth opportunities in Breda. And growth opportunities here with price alignment between Belgium and the Netherlands. And I won't go into details on this negotiation, but I will tell you that I have had better memories on Breda, the city in which I've been raised. But you can imagine that a situation like that requires full dedication and that all distraction can cost a lot of money to the company. Getting out of your comfort zone is also the way I lead my teams. At Kraft Heinz, I appointed an HR manager as account manager. And at Mars, I appointed a marketeer as sales manager. Appointments where people ask me, challenge me, Caspar, what are you doing? But the same people came back to me 3-4 months later and said, now I understand it. And that's what I love. Individuals thrive because they're outside their comfort zone. They grow. And teams benefit from different perspectives. And yes, I do realize that leading teams like that is also a pitfall, especially for me. Especially when you lead bigger, larger teams with more diverse backgrounds, I realized that not everybody is motivated by getting out of the comfort zone. And pushing them is not always beneficial, I've realized. So what are the type of uncomfortable situations I would like to see myself in the future? Well, professionally, I would love to lead a business in another country with a different culture in order to gain perspective. And I think gaining perspective is crucial in a world where problems only get bigger and bigger. And privately, one day I would love to write a book. And already the thought of writing a book makes me uncomfortable. So, dear audience, that's also my question to you. Over the weekend or tomorrow, take a moment to reflect. Think about your uncomfortable experiences and think about what it brought to you, how you grew as a person. And define for yourself that one uncomfortable thing that is on your list, what you still want to do, to grow as a person. Although my theme for today is getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, there are situations, that you cannot get comfortable with. As I have been fighting for my life 38 years ago, my twin brother is currently fighting for his life in his battle against a rare form of bone cancer. And I probably don't have to explain you that dealing with your own emotions in such a situation that it's so close is already very confronting and difficult. But then balancing your own emotion with giving the positive energy to your family, but also to my brother who needs it at this point in time, is a struggle and a feeling that I never get comfortable with. And therefore, I have decided to challenge myself next year at biking, for instance, the Alpe d'Huez, in order to raise funding for research or exercise equipment in the hospital, as that is the thing that he missed most in all his days and nights in the hospital. So my question to you is to support me, and therewith my twin brother, but more importantly, all those patients that will get diagnosed with this type of cancer in the future. So my question is, please give me your contact details, your email address, and allow me to contact you whenever the registration for the Alpe d'Huez is open. Barbara and Puk, thank you very much. Thank you very much for providing me the opportunity today to train my muscle in speaking in public. It's definitely uncomfortable, but I truly enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you.